and welcome to Green Heart Connects. I'm Marcel and I'll be your host. Thank you for being with us today. Green Heart Connects is a program for like-minded individuals to gather and exchange ideas to care for the earth and for each other. Through facilitated discussions and curated presentations, people from around the world can share inspiring stories, tips, suggestions, and resources on how to improve their local communities and the world. Green Heart Connects is brought to you by Green Heart International, a not-for-profit organization facilitating global understanding through cultural exchange programs for Americans and young people from around the world. Thank you for being here with us today. Exchange has the power to broaden perspectives and to change lives. We think you'll be inspired by our presenters today. We are thrilled to be talking with the leaders of a group called EcoPeace Middle East, who are focused on protecting and caring for scarce water resources in the Jordan River Valley. They are an unlikely coalition, a Jordanian, an Israeli, and a Palestinian, figuring out ways to collaborate and to use diplomacy to solve water crisis across borders and political boundaries. Their approach is unique and welcome in an area of the world that is often troubled by conflict. So let's watch a short video to introduce EcoPeace Middle East and the challenges that they face. And then we will come back here to welcome EcoPeace team for an extended live Q&A. Are you ready? Let's go.
In 2017, on a hot summer day, the family of a 5-year-old boy, Mohammed, decided to escape the harsh realities of Gaza by going to the beach. His parents did not realize that a stream flowing nearby into the sea was full of raw sewage. Later that evening, all of Mohammed's family fell terribly ill. Within 10 days, Mohammed was dead. A virus attacked his brain after swimming in polluted waters. As we speak today, 97% of Gaza's groundwater is not suitable for human consumption, and 30% of illnesses in Gaza are from waterborne pathogens. With a 4-hour average of power supply, wastewater facilities fail to operate, emptying the equivalent of 34 Olympic swimming pools of raw sewage daily into the Mediterranean. After more than 12 years of blockade, consecutive wars, and loss of life, including children, and the failure of internal Palestinian reconciliation, a humanitarian catastrophe in the Gaza Strip is happening right now, right before our eyes. Rather than be negligent, Gideon and I stand here before you together with Yana, the Jordanian director of EcoPeace, as part of a dedicated team who refuse that our children and our environment remain hostage to the conflict. Water and environment knows no boundaries and knows no borders. As a civil society organization, in our last conference, we were able to convene senior representatives of our 3 governments, who all agreed, exceptionally, that climate change presents itself as a threat multiplier in relation to our water security. We together face a common threat due to conflict and climate-induced water scarcity. The past 20 years have witnessed recurring drought, the deepest droughts in our recorded history. They have contributed to wider cross-border implications on increased water scarcity, political instability, as well as increased refugees and humanitarian crises in our region.
20th century assumptions that dictated water diplomacy led us down a path of conflict and competition. When a river is a border and is demised, there is poverty. So on the Jordanian side of the Jordan Valley, for instance, there's 40% unemployment. Poverty very much goes to the heart of the situation on the ground. We developed an education program called Good Water Neighbours. Please remember that. It worked in schools on all sides of the Jordan River, educating young kids about their water reality and the water reality of their neighbours. They saw a river with little flow and full of pollution. And for the first time, they began to understand the impact of conflict on water. Quite innocently, these kids and their parents started to ask their mayors, why is the Jordan so polluted? What must we do with the other side to clean up the river? Last century, we were indeed wholly dependent on natural water, and therefore each side fought for every drop. This was the mindset that led to the demise of the Jordan, the drastic reduction of size of the Dead Sea. This was the mindset of how water was negotiated in the Oslo Accords in the mid-1990s. Water was left unresolved as a final status issue because coming to an agreement over sharing scarce natural water was difficult and would produce winners and losers. But today, the advancements in water technologies this century, much led by Israeli innovation, present real and new opportunities. The utilization of treated wastewater for agriculture and the development of desalination technology means that water is under less constraints as a resource. Today, 70% of the drinking water in Israel comes from desalination, and half of the agriculture is grown with treated wastewater. The availability of large quantities of manufactured water complementing natural water makes the fair share of natural water between Israelis and Palestinians attainable now. Harnessing the sea and the sun shared by Israelis, Palestinians, and Jordanians can be our engine for peace and stability. Nada, myself, Yana, and all our staff in Amman, Ramallah, and Tel Aviv carry with us the voices of young students, of residents, and of mayors. Together, we've educated ourselves and the communities we work in. We've done the research, and we've shown leadership. On all sides, Mr. President, we have partners for peace. Our 25 years of partnership tells us that good water, and not necessarily good fences, make good neighbors.
We need to involve the communities, the residents, the people that are most affected by the shortage of water that we are facing. We're a unique regional organization, the only regional organization that brings together Jordanians, Israelis, and Palestinian environmentalists to protect the very few shared water resources that we have in our region. We seek to advance both sustainable development, but to also build the necessary conditions for lasting peace.
Climate change means that cooperation is more needed than ever. Together we can meet the challenges we face and build a more peaceful, resilient global community.